Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's all skills race with Ax2u and Doubt. This is going to be a very exciting race. Um, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
I'm Zero, and I'm joined by Sierra.
Uh, yeah, so Zero, do you want to count the runners down?
Yeah, I've done that. They should start now.
Okay, perfect. There is a substantial stream delay, so it can sometimes be a bit disorienting. Alright, so the runners are starting off. This first segment of the game, Forgotten Crossroads and King's Pass, are incredibly optimized. There isn't a lot of you don't have any movement abilities yet, so every small jump matters so much more. I think, Zero, what's the record for King's Pass?
It's 50.67, something like that.
Oh wow, that's incredible. But I imagine, like getting a 51-second King's Pass in like a no reset setting is quite respectable though.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
definitely. Yeah.
there's Ax with 51. And that's gonna have a 53, it looks like. Yep. And so the timer's getting synced up now. Small pause on Ax's stream. So throughout the run, you might see the runners like make random hops for no reason or slash at the air. There's really no reason for that other than boredom, except for this one area, Dirtmouth, because the game automatically slows your walking speed. So you need to jump to get through it as fast as you can. And the runners now making their way into Crossroads. This room that Axe is about to go into is the first RNG moment, this Grezzer drop room. You can randomly get hit out of your inventory drop, as you just saw on Doubt's stream. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, happily getting hit just once there isn't so bad. It can go
It's
really
not.
badly. You can get hit like 3 times there.
Yeah, I think 3 is the max. It's absolutely ridiculous when that happens, though. So Axe misses the double spike on this arena. Both runners do, it looks like. That'll even out the playing field a bit. They're leaving this room at around the same time.
Yeah, like Sierra said, without any movement abilities or skills or anything, this first section is just kind of a lot of walking and then a lot of kind of small skips and stuff. So like the quick kill there, or there's a room coming up where they'll try and go for a little pogo on a background object just to try and get up to a ledge faster. That's the kind of things that add up towards a good Vengeful Spirit time.
Yes. Vengeful Spirit is the first ability we get. It is a spell, and for a lot of the run, I'd say for all of early game, definitely, it's our biggest damage output. And we also use it for movement for skips because it gives us a little bit of extra knockback. So until we get the dash ability, that'll be incredibly useful for skipping most of the next area. So Axe now coming up on the first boss, the False Knight, although we do use a dev-intended skip and break the wall with the gate to completely bypass the last 2 phases of the fight.
Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention there. Did they both get the same RNG?
No, they did not. Doubt got slightly better RNG, I believe. I think for him, the False Knight ended up in the middle of the room when he got staggered. Ax ended up all the way on the other side of the room.
Yeah, that can be quite unfortunate when that happens.
Yeah. But it's still early game yet. The race can go in any direction.
So it looks like Axe ended up with a 334 there, and Doubt got a 339. I think that's actually on the higher end of what both of these runners expect.
They both missed the double spike, which would do that in the Aspid arena.
Yeah, you definitely don't. You're not usually going to get a good start in races, just because of the nature of a race.
Yeah. So coming up is the Balder. This is one of the hugest RNG moments. The Balder has a 50-50 chance of spitting acid or of the enemy you need to get more soul. And Axe gets a first try. Let's see what Doubt gets. Oh no. Not being kind to Doubt. I think that was the Balder was the 5th spit. That is not something you want in a race.
Yeah, so each one I think loses like a second and a half, something around there. So it definitely adds up, especially this early on. But there's a lot of the race still to happen. So
Oh, for sure.
you can see these kinds of gaps equalize even, by the time they get Mothman Cloak. This kind of gap could equalize.
For sure. For sure. At least one thing that is a bit of a consolation. We play on patch 1221. Current patch has to fight 2 of the Balders. On 1221, we can use a glitch to kill the second Balder with only 1 fireball, as Axe just showcased.
Yeah, and that one fireball kill also lets us show off the little the first fireball skip here in this room. It's quite a
Yep.
small one. It saves only, I think, 3 seconds, but
And it's by far the hardest one, too.
do you think so? I usually mess up like the final one.
No, that one is actually the easiest for me. I don't know why. It's debatable which one is harder. I think it really just depends on the runner.
Either way, it's showing off a property of the fireball that you'll see a couple more times, like here on
Yep.
Ax's screen.
Axe just performing the second one.
The second one is the biggest in terms of time saved, because otherwise you need to lure a squid over and pogo it up there to reach where Hornet is.
Isn't the last one the one that would lose the most time if you don't get the backup skip?
Possibly. Yeah, maybe.
Because it's 12 seconds if you don't get the backup for that last fireball skip. So that
I
last
guess-
one is considered to be the tightest one. And some people find it the hardest. Really clean double hit from Axe there on that Moss Knight. But from a runner of his caliber, it's expected.
Yeah, so that might deserve explaining. So the fireball hitbox, because it's not super fast, enemies can travel backwards into it again after it's hit them, and it can hit them a second time, so therefore dealing double damage there. You'll see that, I mean, quite a bit. Less so with Vengeful Spirit, but once they get the upgrade to it, the Shade Soul, you're going to see a lot more of the trying to get those double hits, especially on the Soul Master fight, which
Yeah.
I'll point out when we get there.
So Axe just got the poor RNG on the Moss Knights, but he handled it really well and manipulated the Moss Knight into jumping back instead of hitting him, which was just really skillfully done.
Yeah, Dal actually got the good RNG there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's still a bit behind though from this segment. Alright, let's see this Hornet pattern. Ax actually got a really good start. She did the needle throw attack, which is really nice because it keeps her... Oh, and a second one as well.
Oh wow,
Damn,
that
that's a
was an
really good pattern.
incredibly good fight.
Yeah, the needle throw kind of, you know, keeps her still for the entire duration, so you can just wail away on her. The second best thing for her to do is to jump back in a way that allows you to get double hits, which Doubt's
Yep,
doing that as well.
Doubt
That's
just
pretty
did
good as
that.
well.
So that's the kind of comps curse we want to see.
Yeah, I mean, between them, they're showing off like everything so far.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those were the two different types of good fight for Hornet.
And both Moss Knights. So now Ax is going to be heading down to Fungal Wastes. This is personally one of my favorite segments of the run, because you have dash, so you're going zooming, but you still have to have incredibly precise movement. And it also has a bunch of really fun skips and speed tech.
I actually hate this segment for the same reason. Movement
Really?
is so difficult, yeah.
Oh, but that's the fun part. Nice static slash from Ax. That room is actually my favorite, even though I have a hard time with it. So, Doubt going through that same room now. Not quite as cleanly, but still very smooth. No static slash though, you hate to see
Actually,
it.
did we mention their PBs at the start?
I don't think we did, no.
Because Ax fairly recently got a 51, no, a 49,
A
51,
49, yeah.
right? And Doubt has a 55-minute time.
Okay. So Ax2u is about to do the explosion pogo, which is a fairly difficult skip. Pogoing off the spore and then the explosion. This is another reason why 1221 is so much better. That skip is absolutely cursed on current patch. Because on current patch you are unable to pogo off of the explosion. Nice Mantis pogo for Max too.
That's been
another... Yeah?
Yeah, there's been some cool innovation recently on current patch explosion pogo, actually.
Yeah,
People,
apparently there's a comfy pogo now.
yeah, finding new ways to do it more consistently. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So let's see if Doubt gets the Mantis pogo. And he does. It's actually quite a precise setup, and if you mess up any of it, your Mantis pogo will be completely off, and you can lose a lot of time to having to go around.
Yeah, thankfully Doughton noticed that the Mantis was a little low there, and so he did 2 pogos off the final one. It's like a really nice backup if you're not super happy with where the Mantis positions are.
Yeah. So Ax2u heading off to fight the Grozmother. It's interesting how we go through this room with no abilities and then with dash, and how just having that one ability changes the movement so much.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is the same rooms that we go through at the beginning of the game.
Because, especially with the Go rooms being on a cycle, the way that you handle them has to be different.
Yeah, and especially with the Go room, it leads to a lot of like pogo dashes and stuff. That's pretty cool movement. So if we just check that geo briefly, Ax has 365 and Doubt has 376. These are both really good geo numbers for this point in the game. They have even quite a lot extra than they need. which is really comfy.
Ooh, really nice cleanup from Max on that Grasmother.
Yeah, that was very good.
He benches before Salubra, though. I didn't know that. Is that optimal?
It's just, I mean, I think it's just like a runner preference thing.
Okay.
The dashes kind of line up nicely to do it before if you get the walkling storage off the gate. Off the gate.
That makes sense. Oh, unfortunate death for Max. Kinda disappointed. He just died to a basic enemy, wow.
Can
But the
you
runner...
still do those jokes this far in? Does that work?
I will never stop. So Axe just performed the shade skip, using his shade to get the height he needed to go through that area. Not at all dev intended, but really nice speed tech. That skip is used a lot in randos as well. Doubt making the same mistake. I don't know what's up with these runners today. But yeah, so the shade skip is used a lot in randos as well. For some really cursed movement.
So the reason why Geo matters at this point is because the next skill that they're going to collect is the dash slash, which costs 800 Geo to buy. And you're going to have to collect all of what's left to reach that 800 right here in the City of Tears, which is pretty rough. You have to kill a lot of enemies,
Yeah.
including the Gorgeous Husk, which drops 420 Geo.
X just missed 2 enemies in that room. Is that gonna affect him negatively?
He had a lot of Geo going into City, so it's totally fine actually.
Oh, okay.
Usually that would be a problem, but his Geo actually looks fine.
Alright. So X now going to kill the Great Husk. Not Great Husk, the Golden Husk? Great Husk is something else.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I love that word. It's really fun to say, isn't it?
It is. So yeah, Doubt got the good RNG in that room, where the husk runs away from the wall and you're just able to fireball it until it's dead. Yeah, Axe is going to have more than enough Geo for sure.
And Doubt has so much Geo. He actually has like 20 to 30 more than you might have here normally. He's absolutely rich.
Oh yeah. Normally you'd have like 710 going in there, right? At most?
Oh, after the kill?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. He's gonna have like 750? Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get to 800 by the time he gets the hoppers? And we'll see in just a second how much Doubt has. Wow, 750, that's... Yeah, he's rolling in Geo right now.
Yeah, it's also worth bearing in mind that the Geo doesn't stop mattering after they get dash slash, because on the way out of city after Soul Sanctum, they're gonna need to buy King Station for 300.
Yeah. And Geo collection can be tight there as well. The last thing you want to see is being 1 Geo off. It's interesting watching how Doubt handles this room. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. Yeah, so he has 25 extra Geo. That's a ton. That'll definitely help him later on in the run.
He even skipped one of the hoppers there.
Yeah. So it'll save him a bit of time, and he'll be comfy for King's Station. So this next split has a little bit of a reputation. Not this next split actually. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself and completely forgot about Shade Soul. Not Shade. Yeah, Shade Soul. Completely forgetting the names of everything. Zero, is it just me, or does the Shade Soul sound, like when you pick it up, is it the exact same sound as Nosk?
I never made that connection before. Maybe.
Someone pointed it
I'll
out to
keep
me
my
and now I
ears
just
peeled.
can't unhear it. So Ax about to do the first lever skip in the game. It's actually why we pick up dash slash so early, to be able to hit a lot of levers through the walls and skip difficult or RNG heavy or just time losing segments. This one happens to be we don't need dash slash for that one nail art. And we're able to just hit it through the wall with a regular nail.
Yeah, that first lever skip is very helpful in any percent as well.
Oh, that's yes. So Axe making really quick work of that soul twister?
Yeah, Soul Twister. Everything in Soul Sanctum is named really weirdly.
I swear I know the names.
No, you're fine. It's like actually intentionally confusing. I swear.
Yeah. Okay,
So
listen up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Nosk, I'm telling you.
Yeah, maybe. It might actually be that. I don't know why I've never made that connection before.
Someone pointed out to me, and I'm just like, it makes sense. So Doubt's struggling a little bit, taking a damage there on the Soul Twister. That is not something you want to do. You want to be able to go into Sanctum with full health, because it's a rather RNG heavy segment, in that the Soul Twisters in the room after this one can just randomly decide to teleport into your dash just to spite you. That's completely melted that Soul Warrior. Really well done.
Yeah, so for reference, the regular nail hit does 5 damage, Vengeful Spirit does 20 damage with Shaman Stone, and Shade Soul does 40. And if you get double hits, like I was talking about earlier, that goes up to 80 damage. So it just shreds these like early game bosses.
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to have that high of a damage output this early in the game.
And that lever skip to Shade Soul basically completely justifies getting dash slash
What's
this
Axe
early.
doing?
Oh, he's just playing around. You can pogo the spikes up there.
Nice. Can't you also shove the Soulmaster into the spikes?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, nice. So Axe just got a double there. He's taking a couple hits, but the Soulmaster's already so close to dead. Yep, there we go.
Wow.
Now a little bit of low on soul here for
Yeah,
the Soulmaster.
he actually had the Soul Twister teleport in front of him, so he killed it with Shade Soul, which is it's
Yeah.
really convenient that they die in just one.
But he didn't get the soul jar there, so he's not gonna have the full his soul going in.
Yeah, it also means now he has so much geo that
Oh, that's true. He's already
yeah, he's already at 270.
he like doesn't even need to stop to kill the enemies on the way out of Sanctum.
This is a really nice start, by the way. Axe got Desolate Dive at just about the 18-minute mark, which is really nice, especially for a race.
How
Some
is
of these
that
like
compared to his PB?
I can check in a sec. But it's really impressive to me how a lot of these top runners, you know, Speedrunning maybe gives the impression that some people just like grind out good times or get lucky runs, but actually the top runners are really just absolutely consistent, and it's insane.
Yeah, at their level. Like, I was talking to a runner who got I think a 51 in a race. Not a 51, a 52 in a race. And they were upset about it because like, they're so used to being consistent. Nice fake dive from Ax.
So I think this is like about on pace with his PB.
Okay. The real question, though, will Ax save the grub?
Oh,
He
this
does
one?
not.
No.
No, Ax.
I mean, that one does actually lose a bit of time.
Yes, but it's a grub.
Yeah, he'll do the one in Crystal Peaks, I'm sure.
I hope so. That one loses you time, at least in my eyes, if you don't save it.
It loses you respect anyway, that's for sure.
Yes. 100% loses respect. So Axe now taking this bench here. The reason why we take it is because after going through all of Crystal Peaks and getting Descending Dark, we quit out back here. But that also leads into why this next section can be a little bit scary. You have to go through all of Crystal Peaks, which is incredibly cycle-based, and it can be really easy to take damage. And if you die there, you spawn all the way back at King's. Not at King's, at Spire.
Yeah, Axe effectively has one health bar for the next few minutes, if he doesn't choose to heal.
Pretty much. And if you throw any of your cycles, it can be really easy to, in some places, even take 3-4 damage. And there's also aren't a lot of places to gather soul. That's another thing.
So it looks like this was a pretty bad segment for Axe, which makes sense because he was a bit low on Geo, so he had to kill a lot of enemies. So he's now about 10 seconds behind his PB, but you know, imagine being 10 seconds behind your PB in a race, especially when you have a PB as good as his is. So
Yeah.
I think he's probably happy with this anyway.
I mean, you can't expect to get a 49 in a race, unless you're Pisces, but... To get a 49, you'd have to do so much so well. Like, practically no mistakes. That's
And it
struggling
looks like,
a little bit with that King Station platform.
yeah,
which,
these
to be
jumps
fair,
are
is
actually
hard.
awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the hitboxes don't line up with the visuals at all.
Oh, really? There are some places in... Honestly, there are a bunch of places throughout the game like that, but I feel like it's... most of them are in City of Tears.
Also, thanks to Rix in chat, looks like they're about a minute between them.
Shoutouts to Rixian for always keeping the times and runs in races. Ooh, looks like Axe is going for a Pog Axe. And he gets it. Let's go.
Yeah, not a lot of people know actually that Axe invented that trick. That's why it's named the Pug Axe.
I actually had thought that it was called that because before, like, I knew everyone in the speedrun community, I thought it was called that because the miner throws an axe at you.
Oh no, yeah, rookie error.
I mean, it sort of makes sense if you think about it. It is a pickaxe.
Anyway. X is actually really showing off this Crystal Peaks. This is really nice so far.
Oh yeah, incredibly clean. Where did he take 1 damage though?
I didn't see that. It might have been the key room, maybe.
It's possible, yeah. That or God Cycle, most likely. Looks like he's going for the damageless cycle, which makes sense. At 4 health and with, still more of C peaks to go. And also, he's a minute ahead. He can afford to do that. The damage tank cycle is slightly faster, but it's not always worth the risk.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it's like 0.3 seconds between them. So, I mean, a lot of people just do the damage cycle because it's what they learned and it's what they used to. But Axe is actually his most run category is 106%, where they usually do damageless. So he's more familiar with that than the damage tank method, I think.
Makes
so it's
sense.
very easy for him to, switch between them.
Right. I guess, like, if a runner's coming from any percent, they have no reason not to go for the damage cycle, assuming that they're on 2 or 3 health.
Yeah, exactly.
And he does save the grub. Let's go. Doubt going for the damage cycle, so we actually get to see both versions showcased. And Axe dashing through the dark room here. Really clean. The reason why we have to do all the rooms dark is because we don't pick up Lantern. Geo is really tight in the beginning segments of the run, basically until Watcher Nights. And to get the Geo needed for Lantern would lose so much time, and since we get Desolate Dive anyway, there's no reason not to use that to get into Crystal Peaks.
Yeah, the only sort of real requirement to get Lantern is to get into Crystal Peaks, but obviously there are the 2 different entrances and we use the dive entrance.
Yes.
A lot of people feel like it's needed for Deep Nest because it's very scary without it casually.
Who needs it?
But yeah, speedrunners make Dark Deep Nest look easy. Which it mostly is once you're familiar with sort of how the rooms look.
It's actually easier from most people I've spoken to, they find it easier than the one in Crystal Peaks. So Doubt going for the safe version of the Crystal Peaks Dark Room, crystal dashing from every platform. It's significantly slower, but a lot safer.
Doubt is actually doing a really good job of accidentally showing off everything that Axe doesn't do, and vice versa.
Yeah. Nice fake dive as well. As well as dashing across these platforms here versus C dashing.
He also doesn't take the shortcut here with the crystals. This is amazing.
I mean, I don't blame him. It's
yeah,
hard.
yeah, it's really scary.
As you said, like this is another place where the hitboxes just don't line up with the visuals, so it can be really disorienting to try.
Yeah, you really like rub your face up against them when you do
Yeah.
it correctly.
Let's go Axe under plat and then giving us a bit of a heart attack with those platforms. But yeah, I mean, because it's a top runner strat, I had to give it a try. It's hard. So now Axe quitting out. Really good C peaks. He's going to fight Watcher Knights next to get our first Dreamer. And after he gets the Geo chest by Lorien, he won't have to worry about it for the rest of the run. That Geo will be more than enough for the last things that we need to purchase.
Yeah, this route really sort of front loads the geo collection, and then you can just kind of forget about it after King's Station.
Yeah. It's honestly nice not having to worry about geo. It's just one extra thing that you can take your mind off of and focus on others instead.
Yeah, this fight coming up is going to really show off the power of spells, especially Descending Dark. It does 88 damage with Shaman Stone, which is even more than the Shade Cell doubles do. And a fight like Watcher Knights, which a lot of people consider to be quite difficult to do, ends up getting completely destroyed by these kind of spells.
Oh yeah. And because also D-Dark gives us a ton of iframes, especially in patch 1221, which means that you can literally sit inside the Watcher Knights and just spam it until they die. So
Yeah, Ax,
really nice fight from Ax.
he didn't get great RNG there, but top runners like Ax always know how to react even when the Watchers do sort of weird things, like
Yeah,
rolling
so
around all over the place.
as you saw, he used Shade Souls instead of D-Darks to be able to get double hits with the Shade Soul and melt them anyway.
One also, one thing that's also hard to miss, easy
One
to miss,
also thing.
English, nice.
Yes.
Is that Axe is doing a lot of dash slashes on like levers, and he just did one to hit Lurian a bit early there. Just a lot of like small optimizations using the extra range to get hits in a bit earlier. You're also going to see some nail arts being used on breakable planks later on. They really add like a lot of sort of small details to the run that make optimizing it quite fun, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Part of why I love all skills as a category so much is because you get all the skills, your movement can get so optimized with wings and C dash dash and plus the nail arts. You can really optimize so much and do such swag things with your movement.
Yeah, also to update on Axe's pace, I think at Watcher Nights he was still about 10 seconds behind PB. So this is
Okay.
still a really, really good run.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he had an amazing C peaks. So, next Axe will be doing the Isma skips, while Doubt slurps up his first streamer. This is a set of 3 skips in a row, Spike Tunnel followed by 2 Acid skips, which can be really jank for new runners to learn, specifically the Spike Tunnel. And there are actually 2 versions of this last Acid skip, the setup version versus the setup-less, and it looks like Axe is going for the setup-less, where he uses his dash momentum to do a dash cancel and use that momentum to fling himself in the other direction, up and over the edge of that wall.
Yeah, did you notice anything different about Axe's movement during this Ismas?
I did not.
He usually skips the Whomp Shade Soul, but the other day he was streaming attempts and I saw him die to the Whomp then.
Oh no!
So I think that changed his outlook a little bit.
Yeah, I honestly used to never Shade Soul there either until, I mean, I learned my lesson the hard way as well. I think that's probably how it goes with most runners. It isn't there until it is, in which case you learn to never do that again.
I definitely don't understand why people skip that in races. Like, why?
You might
Why?
want the soul to heal. Even though if you do take damage from the worm, that's automatically 2 hits of damage because you get hit out of your C dash by the worm and then yoinked into the acid. So you're Dowd actually not opting to Shade Soul it, although, yeah, now he does because he missed that first one and the first worm was in a bad position. He's actually
I
struggling
wonder
a bit with
if
this.
he's gonna do the setup version as well. He might.
Yeah. That's the one that I like personally.
Yo,
Yeah, it
he
looks like
is.
he's doing setup.
Nice.
Let's go! We get to see both of them showcased. He
It
hits the
really
worm
does feel almost
downwards, though.
intended.
Yeah. So Ax, that was actually an intentional damage tank. That one was not. They're although these look complete RNG, they're actually completely cycle based, except for one of the Mollerks. So you're able to, if you do that room properly, go through without taking any damage except for what's intended. So Doubt now going through this next room with 2 health, which honestly scares me after a certain runner died here at 3 health, despite being a top runner. This room is complete RNG whether or not you'll get hit out of your C-dash. It looks like Doubt cancelled his C-dash earlier just to be safe, which honestly makes sense. Really clean Broken Vessel kill from Ax. He's now going to be picking up I'm trying to remember, I think this is the second to last movement ability. Wings. From now on, he'll be able to do so many just really optimized and cool movements.
Wings is a bit of an interesting one because like the way it adds to your momentum is a bit weird. There's like a bit of a delay when you use wings. It doesn't boost you up immediately. You like dip a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's really hard to sort of figure optimal movement with wings, but it's also very satisfying to see someone using it really well.
I actually found that really hard to use when I first did a casual because the wings movement is so unintuitive. And it looks like Doubt does not know the cycles. Please heal up. Thank you, Doubt.
Yeah, you can get through here without taking damage, even if you don't know the optimal cycles, just because there is the RNG element to it, but
Yeah, but that's completely
yeah.
luck reliant, and when you're doing a speedrun, that's not what you want to rely on.
He also chose to go around and not do the little dash jump skip there below Broken Vessel.
Yeah, the basin jump. It's really hard to get. So let's see how he handles Broken Vessel. Meanwhile, Ax is going to be heading over to Hornet 2. Definitely the hardest boss in this category. She can be really mean with her RNG, as well as for just being a speedy boss. And she has a lot of damage. So I don't expect Ax to have any trouble with her, although she is quite difficult for new runners.
Yeah, one of the problems with Hornet 2 is that she will parry at random, and that will just eat all your damage. All your spell damage gets eaten by the parry. So, and also because you kind of want to get double hits with Shade Soul in this fight, and if she parries, she's stood still, so you can miss out on the full 80 damage of a double hit.
Not only that, but that you don't have the soul, so you need to gather soul again. It can be a huge time loss, just one parry.
Exactly,
I've
and
never
you're
seen
seeing.
that before, where she sort of dashed up into the air.
Oh yeah, she dashes in really weird directions in this fight.
Yeah.
you're seeing even someone familiar with the fight like Ax is taking a lot of damage. Just because it can be optimal to damage tank her, or just really difficult to avoid her. That
Yeah.
was a really fast fight though, even
It
despite that.
was. That was incredible. You can really see he knows this fight so well. I'm curious to see how Dat will do if he takes a safety bench. There are two options for a safety bench. You can bench in King's Station, which loses a little bit of time but not that much, or you could take the camp bench right outside of the Hornet fight, but that one loses, I think, 10-15 seconds? Looks like he does not opt for King's Station bench. Let's see if he takes the camp bench.
I'm kind of expecting him not to. I think at this point, runners who have gotten this far and who have quite a few wins are probably more of the kind of live dangerously type, I think, in general.
Yes, for sure. Especially like I'm not sure how far behind Ax he is, but he's definitely behind.
It looks like he's about 2.5 minutes behind at this point.
Yeah, so he can't afford to take that bench. Especially if he might be on PB pace, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
sure exactly.
unfortunate Axe getting hit out of his C dash there.
I'm not sure exactly what pace he's on, yeah, but it definitely could be PB pace. I mean, he has a 55 flat time, and he's only a couple of minutes behind Axe at this point in the run, which, if you kind of like project that forward, it makes it seem like he could be on PB pace here.
Right. So let's see how his Hornet fight goes. Meanwhile, Axe is going to be going through a relatively boring segment, although it does have some small fun bits with wings. Just to pick up Cyclone Slash.
Yeah, these, boring segments, as you put it, are the ones that really show off the movement, I think.
Oh, for sure. They're just not. They need very precise movement, especially if you wanna be like gain time or get a new gold. He's really struggling with this fight, but he gets it. He had me at a bit of a heart attack on that 1 health there.
Yeah, this is a
Especially,
scary moment when you get like boxed in by the spikes there.
yeah.
She
And
can really like
also,
trap you.
she parried one of his Shade Souls too, right near the end. Rickson telling us that Axe is now 5 seconds behind his PB.
That's really good. I mean, he definitely can make up 5 seconds in the rest of the run. I mean,
Oh yeah.
20 minutes to go. So
Like Doubt does not go for the early control after the Hornet fight.
maybe he's just not familiar with the exact, timing of that.
Yeah. It is possible to invalidate your run if you release the nail art which you use for early control. Well, early? But there is a visual cue. The knight moves up a pixel. And once it does that, you know that you can release the nail art and you won't get invalidated.
So while Doubt is going to get Cyclone Slash here, Axe is on the way to kill Monomon through Umu. So despite this being an all skills run, they still have to beat the game, which means they need all 3 of the Dreamers. He got Lurian already,
I'm
and
curious to
then
see if he does the Ax2u drop here. It looks
yeah.
like he is.
Oh, that's so clean. The
It
last
really is.
hit there, yeah, is a bit RNG. The position of that jelly can vary a little bit.
Yeah, so apparently a lot of runners don't do it, although it is optimal by like 0.2 seconds or something.
Yeah, I do the Trinomi drop there.
I sort of do a improvised Ax2u drop, mostly because I needed to learn a drop, and he had just been talking about it, so I was like, what the heck, may as well learn the faster one.
Zero drop? Is that a thing?
No, 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 no. Do not do the Tira drop.
Why not?
It's bad. I mean, technically it's a beginner strat, I guess? I kinda sorta take the top runner strats and make them easy. Like, so Axe is about to hopefully do a one cycle kill,
Oh,
although he
extra
did get an
attack. That's
extra
so
attack.
unfortunate. Yeah.
That'll lose him time on his V. He still gets this double. This one. Yep, he gets it.
Oh my god, that's
Axe
such a
really
clean
gaming.
backup. Wow.
Wow.
That's such a scary situation to be in, honestly.
And he chains the wall clink storage through the acid. As major glitch as it looks, it is a minor glitch and is perfectly legal.
So that the extra attack is, I believe it's about like a 15% chance to get that. So it's really
Thought it was
unlucky.
25.
No, it's 25 on later cycles. For whatever reason, on the
Oh.
first cycle, it's a different number. I don't really get it.
Okay.
The way bosses are coded in this game is
Spaghetti.
yeah. I was trying to find like a nice way of saying it, but yeah.
I mean, we love this game. It's a beautiful game. But yeah. So, I mean, as I was saying, like, there's actually, I recently learned that there are now 3 different ways to get that one cycle on patch 1221. Valley just found a new one, which I'm really excited to try. That's supposed to be a lot easier than the one that Ax just showcased. And I've recently learned a different one that's done by a Hollow MC that he showcased during his race, where you don't drop beneath the platform, and you just shoot at Umu from on top of the platform, which is a little bit easier than what Axe does.
There's also another one you can do actually that
A
you probably
fourth
haven't
one.
seen before. Yeah, you can do like the any percent setup and then just get an extra double, which is basically RNG. So that's a fun setup.
Oh. So I think that's similar to Valley's new strat, but he uses a D-Dark to get a very consistent one cycle.
Yeah, that one is we do that one on current patch actually, and it's very consistent there.
Yeah,
I haven't tried it on 1221 though.
I'm really excited to give that one a try. Axe going through this split, this segment over here has some of my favorite movement as well. Including a really fun skip called the Airwalk. So it looks like Dao is going for a 2 cycle any percent, not even attempting the 1 cycle. If you do the any percent 2 cycle movement in all skills, it's literally free because you have such a higher damage output that it's guaranteed for you to get it.
Yeah, I definitely would recommend people to try and learn one cycle at least, because, you know, if you ever mess it up, the worst you can get is a 2 cycle anyway, which is what you would be getting if you didn't learn it. And it's, even though it's a bit rough to get, it's not as hard as it looks, I don't think.
I
Also,
disagree with that on
also,
every level.
if you do 1 cycle, there's less sort of total RNG than if you do 2 cycle. If you do a 2
That's very
cycle,
true.
then the difference between the worst and the best RNG can be quite big.
That's very true, yes. Although, in general, I mean, I'd say you're a top runner as someone who's starting out with the category. It's hard. It's really hard. But yeah, so Doubt just slurping up his second dreamer there. While
Slurping?
Ax2u,
Slurping, really?
I mean, that's what he does, right? Anyway, so Axe just picked up Great Slash, the last nail art in the game. That's where Doubt is going to be heading now as well. Axe is going to be picking up Howling Raids and moving um, through Queen's Gardens and Dark Deep Nest to collect his last streamer for U0.
You can say it if you want. That just caught me off guard is all.
But yeah, so Queen's Gardens has some of the best movement in the category. Really precise and fun to pull off. Axe struggling a little bit with this mound, but he knows where all the spawns are, and he knows how to recover really well. And he does opt to heal here, which makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
this pickup.
after...
Yeah,
Yeah?
you say it. You say it.
After the Umu extra attack, he's probably not going to be able to PB at this point. So, and there's no reason not to heal.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good idea to kind of cut your losses in a race.
For sure, especially with the mandatory damage tank before going through Dark Deep Nest. And if Axe does the hard strats, which I'm sure he will, then he's gonna want to be at full health.
Yeah, he does the inventory drop in the tall dark room, I think,
Right.
which
So,
can sometimes get you hit if you're slow on it or you just mess up slightly.
wait, it's completely consistent?
Yeah, that little spider at the bottom is actually on a cycle.
Oh, nice to know. I guess I'm learning that.
It's a fairly tight cycle though, so if you do mess up the movement, it's very easy to be too slow and to get hit there.
Okay. But it saves a considerable amount of time because having the extra soul from not doing a Descending Dark there, which is what I imagine Doubt will do, it allows you to quick kill the Devout twice instead of having to go all the way around after slurping Hera.
Yeah, the extra soul is really nice for that.
Yeah. So Doubt just picked up Great Slash. Really nice split from him. Is he still on PB pace?
I'm not sure. Maybe someone in chat is keeping.
Oh no, Axe just took damage in that room. He's now at 2 health.
Wait,
Um,
where did he dunk?
I'm not sure. But the thing with the dark rooms is if you take any damage at all throughout the room, you spawn all the way back at the beginning.
He still goes for that even at 2 health.
Oh my god, the man's insane.
Two health is pretty much the absolute minimum you want here because this spider coming up can be in a lot of different places and it can. You're basically sometimes just gonna get hit here. He
Yeah.
got lucky, but you never want to be 1 health going into there.
For sure. Oh, Doubt having a bit of trouble with this room. Just a ton of the bugs everywhere. Still handles it really cleanly. Axe an absolute mad lad though for that dark room.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after getting hit once as well, I don't know if I'd have done that.
For sure. So Ax now picking up his last streamer. While Doubt goes through Queen's Gardens. Queen's Gardens is a really interesting split because you need to do a mandatory damage tank as well as there's a ton of really tight and fun movement that you have to do. And obviously any healing loses time.
Yeah, and soul as well. You really want to keep, good count of your soul through this section, like you were saying for the devout before Hera.
For sure. So, Rick's been telling us that the runners are 3 minutes and 26 seconds apart. So that means that Doubt might be on PB pace.
Yeah, that does look pretty good for his chances, actually. I'm not sure how comfortable he is with the Abyss stuff. It definitely is somewhere where, you know, lower time runners do lose a bit of time. Especially Abyss Climb is, absolutely. If you, some people have it absolutely down, but the rest of us have to struggle.
The problem with Abyss Climb is it's completely cycle based. If you mess anything up, the crawlids won't be where you want them to be. As well as, oh, Doubt taking unfortunate damage there on the spikes before Dark Deep Nest. But it's also, there's a ton of spicy movements that you can do optimally. And if you mess any of them up and dunk in the spikes, you can spawn really far below where you were. And that's obviously a huge time loss.
Yeah, because we take quite an unintended path through the Abyss Climb, it means you just don't hit many hazard respawn, boxes that might save you. Also, like you were predicting, Doubt showed off the D-Dark in the long dark room. Sorry, the tall dark room, I mean.
Yeah.
That's very safe to do.
Ooh, a really clean sibling climb from Ax. That was really well done. This climb can be really scary because each of those siblings does 2 damage to you and they don't give you any soul with which to heal up. As well as you need to use them to pogo off of, and you don't want to waste all the time killing them. So they just swarm behind you, and if you fall and mess up any of your movement, you can get completely mobbed by them.
Yeah, it's definitely a spot where small mistakes can end up losing you a lot of time.
Sure. So Doubt now picking up his last streamer, while Ax is on his way to pick up the last ability of the game, Abyss Shriek. This is the biggest damage output in the entire game. It's a shame that we only get it at the very end, but it is the spell that we use by far the most against the Hollow Knight. And
yeah,
with it,
unfortunately, it does. Because the shriek it sort of explodes above you, it means that if you really want to get optimal damage, you have to stand very close to the Hollow Knight and sort of kind of up slash and do shriek right on the edge of his hitbox. It can be very scary. Axe is very skilled at it, but it's very easy to misjudge the distance and just kind of walk into him.
not only that, but the Hollow Knight has an interesting hitbox for his head that is never where you would expect it to be. So if you stagger him, you could get unlucky with that hitbox. But we'll now see Ax do the Abyss Climb. Probably a little bit before Doubt does his own sibling climb.
Ax is very skilled at this section. You're gonna
Oh, I
see a
can
lot of
imagine.
wings and spike pogos here. He's also collecting a bit of soul along the way, just sort of to set up for the Hollow Knight fight.
Yeah. To go into the fight with 2 spells worth of soul is so good. And holy moly, his movement is so clean. That was an incredible climb. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, that's a section that a lot of people practice for hours to get, even less optimal strats than that.
Oh yeah.
So it's really impressive to watch.
And Dao also having a really nice sibling climb. So one thing that we didn't point out, but when you fall down from the well, you always get a hard fall. Unless you charged up a nail art during the transition and release it before you hit the ground, as Ax just did there. You saw he was able to dash out of his fall. But no helicopter knight, you hate to see it. Run invalid. Helicopter Knight is a really fun visual glitch. It loses 2 seconds, but it provides fun content.
Yeah, if you like start a cyclone into the egg opening cutscene there, the knight just kind of like keeps helicoptering on in the
Yeah.
background.
Whatever animation the knight is in when you trigger the cutscene will stay that way. So if you're in the middle of a crystal dash, you'll get something called, I think, Superhero Knight.
Oh, I call that one Rocket Knight.
Yeah, that's it. I just always forget the name. So Axe now doing the Hollow Knight fight. As you can see, he's getting up right next to him and shrieking in his face. You're able to really demolish his health. You want as few dashes as you can get, and as few parries. Unlike in any percent, dashes are the worst attack you can get, because you want the Hollow Knight to stay still so you can shriek at him.
During this self-stab, Hollow Knight doesn't take damage, or he only takes 1 damage per hit, so you saw Axe kind of storing up soul there. He might scream skip here, actually. Yeah, he did. That's great.
Skip. GG.
This is a really great run.
Incredible time.
I mean, finishing below a 50-30 in a race.
It's incredible. Like, I can't stress enough how incredible that is.
And
And
a
just as...
Pisces finished
Yeah?
with this kind of time just the other day as well. Like,
Oh, really?
all these top runners are just so consistent at everything they do. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So Doubt showcasing some other strats for the Abyss climb now. Um, Incredible time. He's not doing all of the... oh, he actually goes for the most spicy skip. But he didn't go for the other spike skips. Still, a really clean climb out of him. And he's going to be at full soul for the Hollow Knight fight too, which will be really nice for him.
I think he's on pace for maybe up to a 2-minute PB,
Oh
unless I'm
wow!
counting wrong.
I hope he can get it.
Maybe more like 1.5 minute. I might be doing my maths wrong here. But this,
You do
yeah,
maths?
this.
But yeah, either way, it looks like he is on PB pace. Which is just absolutely incredible. In a race setting, where you can't do resets, Ax in chat saying that his THK fight sucked when he did a screen skip. The real question is, as Chad is asking, will Doubt do the helicopter night? And it looks like he is not. Understandable, seeing that he is on PB pace and it does lose 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I think I was a bit overzealous with the prediction of a 2-minute PV, but it does look like PV pace for Doubt.
Yeah.
Actually, something I didn't mention when he did it, but Ax went for Cyclone on the chains there. If you wiggle just right, you can kind of like bounce between the two hitboxes of the chains and break both of them at the same time. He got kind of a bad wiggle there, and Ax only hit, I think, like one of the chains twice or something.
Yeah, it's absolutely hard. It's really hard to get though, and really cool. Oh no, Doubt at 1 health.
It should be fine if he switches to kind of doing D-Darks for a bit more of a safety strat. He's
Yeah.
gonna heal here, that's a good choice.
Very much so, yeah. And then if he heals when THK goes into the stabbing phase.
Yeah, a bit of a close call there, but he kept his head on him, and this fight isn't that scary if you okay, I really don't want to jinx it though. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
don't. He tried to go for Scream Skip, but missed, which was really ballsy seeing as he was at 2 health. But GG, Doubt. It looks like this is definitely a PB.
Really good
By
job, Doubt.
probably
Yeah.
30 seconds?
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, PBing in a race, that's a pretty good feeling.
I was off by 1 second. I'll take that. So, Ax with the win and Doubt with a hefty PB. Really incredible race from both runners.
So we're gonna have both the runners here for a post-race interview, actually.
GG, both of you.
Hello.
Thanks.
Congrats on the win, Ax. And Doubt, you PB'd, right?
Yeah.
By how much?
25 or 30 seconds ish.
Congrats.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you.
It was actually really cool. Both of you showcased. Me and Zero were talking about different strats throughout the race, and you both showcased the different strats for most of the run.
Oh, that's neat. Is the count, and then I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, and you also got like opposite RNG in a lot of different places. That was quite
Oh.
cool. It was a
Ax, that save on the Umu one cycle after the extra attack was amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't super confident on that, but I'm glad I managed to hit it. It's been quite a while since I had an extra Numu, so.
Yeah.
Were you looking at your pace, Ax, during the race?
No, I just had the timer up. I wasn't sure like what pace I was on at all.
Did
I knew
it
it was,
feel
like,
like a good
decent.
run though?
Yeah, it felt like not a PB pace run, but it definitely felt like a 50xx run, so. Yeah, got what I expected, I guess.
Yeah, it was a very impressive run.
That deepness was not the most beautiful one I've had though.
I was surprised that you went for the inventory drop in Dark Deep Nest when you were on 2 health.
I mean, I had already committed to it by failing it once, so I had to go for it, right?
You know what? That's fair. I'm curious to know, were either of you watching the stream? Did either of you have it up?
I was not.
I did have it up. Yeah.
Okay. Did that impact the way that you guys ran?
Yeah, I just my approach to turning races is just like I just do a no reset run. It goes how it goes.
You know what? That's very legitimate. So, I mean, both of you ran really well. Were there any parts of the run that you're particularly proud of, or parts that you're gonna go back and practice afterwards?
I think I golded one of my splits. Hold on, let me just open my splits here because I'm pretty sure I got some gold somewhere because they felt like really good splits.
New com sub people
Um,
arrive.
Oh shit, I golded like 3 splits in there again.
Nice.
Mothwing Cloak, Blue Lake, and Shade Soul apparently.
Ooh, what? That was a
Congrats.
Mothwing Cloak gold? I mean,
Yeah.
actually, the fight was really nice. You got 2
Yeah, the
needle
fight was
throws.
nuts.
Yeah. And-
What's the segment time on that, actually?
Hold on. I'm gonna have to reset my splits to see, I guess. Well, hold on. Yeah, I don't think I can see it easily right now without resetting.
Oh, fair enough.
Doubt, what about you?
Everything felt okay. I still can't do the like when you're going to Watchers, that dark room, for whatever reason, coming from the bench is impossible for me. I get so lost.
Honestly, I know what you mean. It's the problem with that dark room. Like the other ones, you have like a little bubble of light around your knight that gives just enough that you're able to tell where you are. But that room, you literally have nothing.
Yeah,
And the platform is in like a little bit of a weird position.
I think it's just because I started with any percent, so I'm kind of used to coming from after hitting the lever, and like
Right.
that's fine. But the movement's a little bit different when you're coming from the bench, and it throws me off. So
Yeah, that's true. Either way, it was an incredible run. Doubt, for like, until King Station, you had an incredible amount of geo. Like, you consistently had like 20-30 geo, more than what you needed.
yeah, I never like sat down and learned like actual routes for this stuff. I just kind of know big checkpoints basically, which is 800 by dash slash, obviously. So
Right.
I just get what's in my way, or what feels like it's in my way, I guess.
Makes sense. Either way, it worked really well for you. It didn't look like you killed anything extra, not that I noticed. So...
I was
Ax,
pretty starved for Geo for the most part.
yeah,
in the
you
early
were.
game.
You didn't like have too many issues like through dash slash. It was really King Station. You had to kill all the husks in the D dive room.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that bottom row on King Station, there were 2 husks that you had to skip there.
Yeah, I kind of messed up the kill on them by like letting one on the right side escape to the window, so I couldn't kill it anymore. And then one of them was super far left, so it didn't get hit by the fireball. So I think that's where most of my geo troubles came from, just that one row.
Yeah. They drop a lot of geo, and that comes back to bite you.
Yeah.
Your abyss climb though was really clean, and Doubt yours was as well, though you went for different strats. It was actually really cool seeing the 2 different ways to do it.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has like at least a tiny little variation on Abyss Climb that they do. Like, almost no one does the exact same way as someone else.
Right. So, another question. What's both of your favorite parts of the run?
Probably Crystal Peaks. There's a lot of cool movement there.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Doubt?
Either Crystal Peaks or Hornet 2. I'm not sure which.
Honestly, I don't understand, like, Hornet 2. Just the fight is so hard and RNG dependent.
Yeah, but that's kind of what makes it fun, because it's never the same, and you have to
Yeah.
play well, so...
I hear
And
that.
it's super satisfying when she lets you get like a really good fight. So
Ax, your Hornet 2 fight was so clean.
was it? Hold
Yeah,
on.
it was.
I think I got hit like twice at the start for no reason.
You did, but like halfway through the fight, you just like it just you melted her.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a pretty decent fight for sure.
Yeah. But like Doubt, you gave us a little bit of a heart attack there with 1 health.
Yeah, I mean that's 1 or 2, right?
Yep, that's true. I think the Zero was saying how it's a very fast-paced fight, and also sometimes it's optimal to damage tank. So
Yeah.
it can be really easy to look at your health and be like, oh shit, I'm at 1 health.
I was aware of my health, and then she kind of boxed me in. Maybe I should have done something differently, and that's when I got down to 1, and so I took it pretty safe after that. But
I mean, at that point she was almost dead. She did eat one of your Shade Souls,
mhm.
but you killed her really quickly after that.
Yeah, there was some pretty unfortunate like spike trap placements. She can really like just kind of like build a shelter around herself with those sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like when I can, I try to clear them out with fireballs, but like I don't know. She was on the right, and then the spikes were mostly on the left, so I didn't get a good chance. And then she jumped all the way to the left, so it got a little bit concerning. But
Yeah. Chat, do you have any questions that you would like to ask the runners? But yeah, overall, it was an incredible race from both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
thank you,
And congrats again on the PV. That's really sick to get in a race.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing to point out. Actually, Ax, you got the walkling storage on the final.
Oh yeah, the Volgner stars there. That was just like that just happens sometimes. I'm glad I didn't get hit because of it.
Yeah. The funny wall clink storage in this game can be interesting.
Oh,
It
actually,
sure can.
there's something that I wanted to ask you that I forgot about. You fireballed the worm this run, and didn't you die to that the other day when you were doing attempts? Is that why?
No, I usually just especially in races, I definitely fireball it if I have the soul there, but I don't like consciously go out of my way to get the soul. It's just like if I happen to have the soul, I might as well fireball. You know, and especially in a race, you know. But I did get wormed there just yesterday, so that maybe that had some effect on my mental states towards the worm.
That's very understandable. But yeah, so it looks like chat doesn't have any questions, so I guess we're going to end off here. Thank you so much, runners, for an incredible run.
Yeah,
Thank you.
GG to both of you. Ax for the win and Doubt for the PB.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks
doing
for the
comms.
commentary.
Yeah,
And
thanks
Zero,
Zira
thank
for
you
helping me.
Yeah, thank you for commentating with me. But yeah, have a lovely day, night, whatever time it is by you, chat. And we'll see you for the next race.
Bye bye.
Bye.